Hello from Estonia. My name is Siim Sikkut. I am the government's Chief Information Officer, and pleasure to talk to you even if from a distance. I will take this great opportunity to share a few things on how we have built up a digital country and government of ours, and outline the collaboration potential we have in this regard. Now, some of you might well know, but Estonia is a country up northeast of Europe. We are 1.3 million people only, and that's the reason why we started going digital back already in late 90s. Being so small as we are, we have to be very, very efficient in how we do things and to progress as a country, as people, as a nation, as an economy. Efficient public sector is a key cornerstone for that, and the public sector that delivers is a cornerstone for that, to ensure rule of law, to ensure that we don't have big red tape or bureaucracy that creates, cost for companies, but to also really fundamentally improve the well-being of people every day by the public services we offer. We started first experimenting with digital technology when it was just picking up and going mainstream. Internet was just taking off in 90s. And as these experiments, they worked, we literally were able to deliver and be a better government. We started making it a conscious effort. We made it a strategy, and it is all the way to today. And if I jump forward 20 plus years now and to do today, then we reached a point where almost anything and everything you need to do, you want to do with the government, as a citizen, as an entrepreneur, or even the things you do as a government official, all these things happen digitally. The only very few exceptions are, for example, to get married, you still have to show up in person. But technologically, even that could be solved from a distance, but we want to make sure you're doing this voluntarily and so forth, because that's the way we handle the legal risk. Legally, getting married is one of the most influential things you do in your life. Anything else you can think about in your own life, anything else you can think about in the entrepreneur's life, in government office work, happens digitally. So even the prime ministers, they don't sign things on paper unless it's foreign correspondence. Still, they, sitting at the back of the seat of the car, they sign the bill that goes to the parliament. And it's become essentially, digital solutions have become such a part of our daily lives. That's why we mockingly call ourselves Estonia like that, and that's how we're known around the world. How has that happened, and how has that been possible? It's been possible because of not just because we're somehow good at technology. You have to have obviously skills and talent or good partners as well. I will come back to the partnerships in a bit. But what have been the components in making this happen, and what have been the pillars of our journey? Well, first of all, legal environment, and so having trust in rule of law. So legal environment, often people think about it in a ways that we have to reduce the barriers to digitization in law, which is true and fair. We do have to do that, but we can also use law to basically push us forward. So to give example, why digital signature is so heavily used in Estonia? For anything we have to sign, we sign it digitally, so we don't have to meet and exchange papers and so forth. Why? Because we have a very simple law already from very early days that says digital signature done with the proper digital identity is equal to my handwritten signature. That's it. That creates the basis, the foundation that then unlocks the whole digital journey forward for any sector, any part of government, and so on. So law and legal framework can also greatly enable and push things. But law is also important to make sure that the trust and the conditions are there, for example, the data protection and so forth, that we don't somehow violate people's privacy. So it's a building block in many different ways that has to be guaranteed. Secondly, platforms and technology itself. So platforms have been a way that Estonian digitization has been greatly accelerated. We put in place, and we have been putting in place and solving it horizontally certain common needs like authentication. So if we want to provide a digital service as any agency in government, as any company in the economy, we want to do stuff digitally, we have to be able to somehow let users in a secure way to use our services. So how to do that? You need authentication. So everybody needs it. So why not solve it as one platform for all? That's led to national digital identity, which then has been really, that's the key. That's the way we access anything online. That's the way we sign things and so on. Another great platform is X-Road, which is for secure data sharing between whatever parts of government and then the whole of economy. And many other components like that. Basically, it's shared reusable components. These are the platforms. And if we adopt them, then all different agencies, all different companies don't have to reinvent those wheels. Digitization for them is faster, cheaper, more secure, and so on. So the platform and essentially these are infrastructure pieces. Think about them this way, that have made us go ahead much, much faster. And these are some of the best pieces there are in the world, in a sense that now we have different other countries using them as well. So X-Road has been spreading to several countries, also all the way to the bottom parts of Africa, and other governments are sort of enjoying and finding the same benefits from them. Third thing, clearly, to go digital, trust has to be there, and trust means that both privacy is protected, cybersecurity is kept, and so on. So it means that from our point of view, trust and managing the risks of digitalization is a necessary other side of the coin to be digital. So that is why we have to build up cybersecurity excellence. That is how we try to design systems that are secure. That is how we try to really sort of be good at sort of protecting what we have. So what I'm trying to get to is that risk management, cybersecurity management, privacy management has to be properly in place, designed into the solutions we provide, services we build. But it doesn't mean that the risks have to remain a barrier. I think what Estonia's experience has showed is that if we do it properly, if we invest in this, if we take it sort of seriously and thoroughly, then the fact that something can be hacked, the fact that something data can get lost, these are theoretical risks. We can reduce them to an acceptable level and thus reap the benefits of digitalization. So that's how it enables. If you do it properly, dealing with risk enables trust, enables going digital. And so that, again, there's a lot of excellence sort of built up in that area with us. The fourth thing, in many ways, if we talk about digital transformation, what are we talking about? We talk about changing how we work as a government office, as a company, as an individual. What does it take to be successful in this? It takes change management, the ABCs, like clear leadership. It takes somebody has to work on this daily and so on, classic stuff. But fundamentally, if I look at it from government perspective, it means that there has to be the right sort of mindset, culture, and governance in that really enables to decide things and act on things quickly, that enables to try things out, because technology, there's always a chance of failure. So we have to sometimes fail fast and then do better in next iteration. So our luck in Estonia has been that there's been willingness of leadership, both political as well as administrative leaders, to try things out, trust the engineers, try things out, experiment, and if these work, then scale them out throughout the whole country. So if things like e-residency were born, e-residency means it's a program we have where everyone in the world can apply, get our digital identity, and thus use the services of Estonia and our companies and government from wherever you are in the world. You can set up a company in European Union through us, running from a distance, never coming to Estonia from Africa, and you're good to go on a global market. So how is that possible? Because we had governments who went along with this ambitious idea and said, hey, why don't we try this out? Let's see how to make it work, as opposed to finding ways why not to do it. And that's what led to e-residency being born. It worked, we scaled it from there. So it's this mindset about sort of seeing how to make stuff work. Do you really sort of see them as engineering problems or problems to be solved, is what has been driving us forward all these years. And the fifth thing, besides legal framework, platforms, besides risk management and taking sort of risk seriously, and besides sort of mindset and experimentation willingness and leadership, the fifth thing is partnerships. Estonia is built not within government, but in partnerships with companies in our industry, with academic circles, so on, with other countries. We've been happily taking ideas and concepts and solutions from other countries if it makes us go ahead faster. So our digital identity was born in Finland. We took it over, improved on this, and now it's something that our whole country is running on. So same thing we do now in artificial intelligence. We happily sort of see if some application works somewhere. We try to take the model, retrain with our data, and we get ahead faster with our AI adoption. So these partnerships are great. in our case, it has largely meant partnerships with industry. So in public and private partnership, in that sense, we can build things that are innovative and really so take up the best practices from abroad, especially because the challenge in most of us governments, Estonians included, is that we don't necessarily have a chance to get the best talent into our payroll. But that's okay. Through partnerships, we can circumvent them and still, by working with the best talent, have the best solutions for our people. So, and this has all, of course, led to even some things that work across the borders. So it's not just, we're building solutions like that for our country domestically, but we build solutions that, connect us with neighboring countries and sort of allow trade flows across the governments and so on. This all comes together because we have, industry and other governments working with us on these things. We have this experience. If I sum this up, I hope that Estonia's journey really shows inspiration, shows a way that digital is not hard in a sense that if you do it well, if you put your mind to that, if you put resource behind, if you have good partnerships, you can do this, and you can do it in a way that really sort of benefits the country and the people. So basically, Estonia's experience that it can be done, and our experience is available for you in Africa if you would have benefit for this. We've been working already in different countries, and by we, I mean our government as well as our private industry hand in hand. So these are the folks who have been building up solutions with us. We're happy to work both bilaterally and multilaterally through things like Digital for Development Hub and so on. Our ICT cluster of industry is very happy to be the very first sort of contact point for you if you want to see if somehow Estonia's know-how, if somehow our experts or our solutions can benefit you in your country. I say this because we know from practice how much it can accelerate things. So if our practice and solutions now can help you out in the next stage, we are only giving back. So we want to build partnerships that last. We hope that through these partnerships, we will also learn back because you have a chance to leapfrog in how you do things now and make even our solutions better. So let's build those partnerships. And at the end of the day, I want to finish up by saying that what does it take to digitally transform something? It takes just doing it. It doesn't matter if you don't have the perfect concept now. If you have the good partners, you can get going. You'll figure this out on the way. A lot of it is experimentation, trialing, iteration anyway. So just do it. Estonia is happy to help. Good luck with transforming Africa digitally. Thank you.